Welcome friends to the 2024 Mercedes GLS 450 review. For 2024, we do get a subtle refresh here with the exterior, with the headlights, taillights, the grille, and we also have a new steering wheel as well. I'll leave all of the detailed changes on the screen for you to check out. But yeah, the GLE is an SUV that I'm really fond of. I recently posted a review of that SUV. So let's see if it's worth upgrading to the GLS. And as always, I am going to share with my audience ways on how you can save money with these products. Towards the end of this video, I will show you how you can take 3% off MSRP on a GLS 450. But for now, let's get into the driving review. Alright, so another change that we have for 2024 is we do have a little bit more horsepower now. Out of these inline 6 450 models, we have 375 horsepower. It's not a huge increase, but it is nice to see. And we do have that 48 volt mild hybrid system helping out the engine to make the auto stop starts a little bit smoother and to eliminate some of the turbo lag. There's also an optional V8 that's not an AMG model, it's a GLS 580. Honestly, not really worth it because the 450 model is effortless enough out on the street. Inline 6 has a nice smooth tone to it as well. If you can save money with these products, I definitely would. And one of the easiest ways to do that is by not going crazy with the engine. If the regular standard engines can satisfy, great. And this one does for me. Despite being a massive 3-row SUV, this is rather easy to whip around. It's about 205 inches long total. And I love vehicles that match their size. Body control is really well contained for a vehicle of this size. Another thing is we do get air suspension as standard with these GLS models. There's another optional body control that you can get with these products, but we don't have that here. Air suspension is doing a great job soaking up the bumps, even with these 21-inch wheels, which come standard with the GLS. For once, I love the way the standard wheels look on a Mercedes product. They did a good job with these 21s that they give us with the GLS. And the air suspension in this, it's tuned to have more of a taut feel. You still have good handling here. It's not a complete wafting or wallowy sensation that you get when you go over the bumps. I'm guessing because this is a SUV and it sits up higher, they wanted to maintain its handling characteristic as well so it doesn't fall flat on its face when you're taking corners. Makes sense. That's kind of why this doesn't completely feel like a S-Class sedan. But I think this ride quality will satisfy most. Another big highlight to these products is just how quiet they are. We don't even have the optional acoustic package. I believe that's what's going to give you the double pane glass because we don't have the thicker glass with this GLS, yet it's still so quiet and there's hardly any tire noise, road noise, none of that. So definitely a well isolated product. So yeah, I think we get the point. These are refined products, not quite on the level of the S-Class sedan, but that's okay. This also costs significantly less, even when it's well equipped. So I don't mind that it's not quite the S-Class sedan territory. This is still very good. Should you get this over the GLE, if you don't need the third row seating that this has to offer, I think you can save the money, get away with the GLE, and this pretty much has the exact same demeanors as the GLE. So if you're someone who can make use of the third row seating of this GLS, certainly go for this model. With that established, let's go ahead and let's transition into this interior segment now. Once again, a lot like the GLE, the interior is very solid. No creaks or rattles, solid doors when you open and close them. I think the seats are a little bit more plush here. I think this is one of the better Mercedes seats. They all look kind of the same, but these are really nice. I like the cushioning in them and the support, so you can do a lot of miles in this GLS. And you'll notice that you will get the Burmester audio system as standard with the GLS, but there's an optional 3D Burmester that's going to cost you like $4,500. That's like the true pinnacle flagship sound system that you can get. However, this also sounds really good. For once, I would actually save the money because $4,500, that's a lot of money. You can instead use those funds for other options. And most of these GLS 450s that I spec'd out online was around $92,000 to $95,000, somewhere in that range. We have the dual 12.3-inch infotainment screen connected to the gauge cluster. And yeah, get these previous generation designs while you can, because this is that classic Mercedes interior. We don't have that massive tablet in the middle here. If you enjoy this, get the GLS and the GLE, because both of these models utilize the regular screens with the nice air vents and the physical buttons and switches down below. Armrest is a decent size. The glove box is really massive. You have space to put large bottles both in the door pockets and in the center here. You have plenty of space in the second row, so I am 5'11". I can easily get in and out of this SUV, and I can for sure sit behind myself. Now the third row seats in this, not completely useless. It's a little tight, of course, for adults. I mean, if the second row passengers are willing to compromise just a little bit and move forward, then the third row can truly be a useful space. I mean, even I can sit back there. Granted, not for a long period of time, but for children, not a problem. So that's what I'm saying. If you need the GLS and the practicality that this has to offer with the third row, then go ahead and get this over the GLE, because this is not a useless third row space. And even when you have the third row seats up, you do have a decent amount of space in the trunk, but obviously it's when you fold down the third row, that's when you get the most amount of ample trunk space. We do also have a spare tire in the back of this SUV. With that established, let's go ahead and let's transition over into the conclusion segment. All right, concluding thoughts with this 2024 GLS 450. Pretty epic machine, not too many cons. It's doing everything right. I mean, it's just, you have a subtle learning curve here with this infotainment screen, but I personally think it's still better than the tablet that they're using. Also, we do have this piano black material on the steering wheel because this is the new Mercedes steering wheel for 2024. Outside of that, I have no real qualms with it. This thing drives amazing, especially for its size and its weight. You don't feel like you're whipping something that's this large, so that's brilliant for city driving. I personally think this looks baller, and we have some good 21-inch wheels here, and all the wheel designs look good on the GLS. No, it's not quite on the level of the S-Class sedan, despite this having the GLS nameplate. This feels like a big, comfy GLE with air suspension. That's essentially what this feels like, and that's certainly not a bad thing. And of course, Mercedes products, they always tend to be IIHS top safety picks, so you can be rest assured that you are driving some of the safest vehicles on the road. And these three-row luxury SUVs, they are in high demand, so they're difficult to get. And if your local dealership is playing games with you, you can consider reaching out to AutoCompanion, who is one of the largest brokers in the United States. He is offering 3% off MSRP with this partnered Mercedes dealerships for the GLS 450. He also has a free leasing calculator, which I will have linked in the description box below. This is one of the most powerful tools out there because it shows you the residual value, the interest rate of a lease, and the incentives that you can qualify for. So whether you're paying cash, financing, leasing, doesn't matter. Use this calculator to see what you can qualify for, because you don't want to leave money on the table, especially in this market. If you qualify for like loyalty or fleet, I think you get an additional $3,000 as of May 2024. Leasing programs and incentives, interest rates, all of these things change every month. AutoCompanion's calculator will update every month, so you can stay on top of things. And the other good news is it's not just about the discount, it's also about accessibility, right? Because AutoCompanion and his partner dealerships, they're so massive and they move so many units, they actually get a lot of these vehicles in. So you actually have more to choose from. So consider reaching out to him. He's located in Washington, D.C. He can ship nationwide. However, that's something you have to pay for. He does charge a broker fee, but if you use my affiliate link in the description box below. He will take some money off of that broker fee. So hopefully you appreciate this content, this information, and these insights. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.